शिव योग की साधना शुरू करी थी, 8 साल की उम्र से करी थी मैंने। और वो पहला हीलिंग क्या होती है, वो पहला एक्सपीरियंस मैंने अपने आप सामने देखा था। अभी तो न्यूक्लियस फैमिलीज हो गई हैं, सारे एक घर में क्या हो रहा है किसी को पता ही नहीं, अगले वाले को। That was the time where the neighborhood was very united. And one young man, God knows what happened to him, he was terribly sick. I don't know since how long he was sick. But I saw him, he was unconscious, lying on a wooden तख्त होता है, बेड नहीं था, वो तख्त होते हैं ना पुराने, गद्दे लगा हुआ in a room. And the doctor came, one person was holding his bag, square bag था, उसका stethoscope and all that. He sat, he checked his nerves, stethoscope लगाया, फिर injection लगाया. I looked at the face of the doctor, he had a very worried look. And then suddenly he got up, as if he saw a ghost, जैसे करंट लगा होता है. And he started, very fast he started walking out. Please take him to ICU. That time it was not called ICU. Emergency में ले जाओ, भगवान कुछ करे तो करे. And young man of 23, 24. Some ladies started crying. Some were very upset. And that was the time my master, mere guru, who was a great yogi of Himalayas, 108 Swami Jagannath ji. He walked in, very simple person. It's like a miracle, he walked in, लेके आए उनको यहाँ पे. So what has happened? I say, he is not well. He was very calm, composed. He said, okay, let me see. एक जमीन के ऊपर एक बड़ा आसन, अब तो कपड़ों के साइज भी छोटे हो गए, आसनों के साइज भी छोटे हो गए. पहले आई थिंक इट वॉज 3x3 का होगा या 2.5x2 का आसन होगा. वो बिछाया गया. लड़का जो लेटा हुआ था, यंग मैन, उसके सिराने वो बैठ गए. सब बाहर चले गए. एंड आई डोंट नो हाउ आई रिमेन्ड इनसाइड. मैं सामने वाले वो ऐसे वो बेड पे लेटा था, इधर वो बैठ गए, और सामने वाली दीवार पे मैं टेक लगा के खड़ा हुआ था. My one foot on the wall, and he didn't look at me, and I was looking at him completely, thinking that he will take out some medicine like the doctor had done. He didn't do. Then I thought he will probably touch him. He didn't touch. Frankly speaking, I don't know how much time it was. But for me, it was just a moment. I was also lost. I was looking at his face. He had closed his eyes. And after whatever time was there, for me it was just a few minutes. But I cannot tell you exactly how long it was. He opened his eyes and looked at me, knowingly, as if he knew I was standing there. And he told me, otherwise a young boy of 8 years, who would talk? But he looked at me and said, he's all right. And then I looked at the Young man, he opened his eyes, got up very hurriedly, and said, "Badi bhook lagi hai." This was the first word. He said, "Badi bhook lagi hai." And without noticing both of us, he left the room. You know. Whenever he used to come, he was very fond of me. He would make me sit. I'll ask him many questions. So I started asking him questions, and very patiently he was answering. I was curious that what he did, that what doctor could not do, and this person has become just all right. I went on asking and he was quiet. And then he went to my mother and asked her. In good old days, like today, the people have 2 children. 1 or at the most, maximum, bada jor marenge 2 ho gaye. In our time, it was survival of the fittest. It was the full battalion of brothers, sisters. So today, people are worried, हमारा बच्चा खाता नहीं है. हमारे टाइम में खाना छोड़ के देखो. We'll finish it off completely. Because हमें ये लगता था हम नहीं खाएंगे कोई और खा जाएगा. So there was a battalion of 7 brothers, sisters. I was the youngest that time. So he asked my mother, इसको दीक्षा दे दूं? My mother was very happy. She thought probably he's going to bless. हाँ जी, आपका बच्चा है. Without knowing what she is. He said, okay. He said, come on, get a notebook. I hardly knew how to write. Little bit, very little bit. So I remember I requested my elder brother, sister, kuch de do, diary de do. So there was a very old diary, God knows which year it was, and a lot of things were written. They tore off from front and the back, and in between there was few pages were there. So that was my diary. I went to him. And he touched his hand on my head. And it was a feeling which I cannot express.